The movie opens in a small town in Spain, where we see a little boy named Didac who is fixing a tractor. On the radio, he hears news that the nation has declared a state of emergency due to solar storms violently affecting the temperature of Earth. However, a mechanic informs Didac that this news is pure nonsense, and the truth is that aliens are annihilating the human race. Elsewhere, we see a young woman named Alba who is riding her scooter and soon arrives in a remote area outside of the city. She then records a video journal before she enters a cave where she meets her father. Turns out he is studying climate change in this place, and he tells Alba that if they take care of nature, nature will take care of them. After Alba records a video of her father, she helps carry his research materials and returns to the town where we see strange lights in the sky. Later, Didac is picked up by his mother, and during this they come across Alba and chat with her. It turns out that Alba is Didac's English teacher, and we also learn that Didac likes playing football a lot and wants to be a world champion someday. While they're chatting, some teenagers arrive on their bikes and begin insulting Didac. His mother drives the bullies away, but they promise to get Didac later when he's alone. Later, Alba returns home to find her father preparing to depart for Barcelona to submit his research. Before leaving, he wants to hug her, but she refuses, saying his hands are dirty. The father then drives away from the house, while Alba also goes out for fresh air, and she soon comes across Didac being bullied by the same kids from earlier. They're preparing to throw him into a lake, and Alba asks them to stop as Didac can't swim, but they ignore her and throw him anyway, so Alba jumps into the lake without hesitation. At the same time, the sky turns increasingly red, and a solar storm with terrifying heat begins to occur. Alba focuses on saving Didac, and moments later, they finally exit the lake, only to find the whole place in charred ruin. They return to the town where the houses are completely destroyed by fire, and everyone is dead. Shortly after, Didac finds his mother's dead body in the ruins, which leaves him completely devastated. He breaks down into tears while Alba proceeds to comfort him. The two then notice that the weather has turned unbearable, so they take refuge in a cave where Alba's father used to work. From a box, they take out some objects and a pair of blankets to keep warm, which belonged to Alba's father. The next morning, the two leave the cave and walk back to Alba's house, which is a complete mess. Inside, they test the electronic devices, but nothing works except for the solar power. Alba uses it to charge her phone, but there is no signal, which means they are completely screwed. The two arrive in the city to seek help, but they find no signs of life and realize an apocalypse has occurred, leaving everything destroyed. Alba suggests going to Barcelona, but her scooter doesn't start, which frustrates her. Didac tries to help, but he accidentally makes her fall from the vehicle, and she gets a severe injury in her abdomen. Later, they return to Alba's home to spend the night, and while resting in bed, they hear a strange noise. Alba says it's just the wind, but Didac doesn't want to take any chances and puts something under the door to block it. The next day, the weather is even worse, as the sky is very cloudy and there are no birds chirping. Alba continues recording her video vlog and mentions that they have been in the house for 2 days and no one has come to rescue them. Her wounds then begin to worsen and she soon develops a fever, so Didac helps her as best he can. Alba says she needs antibiotics and he assures her that he will get them. He then begs her not to die, as he doesn't want to be left alone in the world. The next morning, Didac takes his bicycle and heads to the pharmacy, from where he looks for the medicine. He then returns to the house and injects Alba with the necessary medication and takes care of her. Days later, Alba finally wakes up and Didac embraces her tightly, overjoyed to see her alive. Alba notices that her wound has now healed, and afterward they eat fresh vegetables from the garden. Alba believes there must be other survivors and wants to travel to Barcelona to find her father, but she is too scared. The next morning, Didac wakes up from a nightmare and can't find Alba anywhere, noticing only a blood stain on the bed, which fills him with panic. He rushes to search for her and soon finds her washing clothes. Didac asks about the blood, and she calmly explains that she is menstruating, something every woman experiences. They start playing in the water, and Didac suddenly touches her body, but Alba quickly pulls away. Later, Didac finds a rifle in the house and practices shooting when Alba arrives and asks what the hell he is doing. He explains that he is learning to shoot because he is the man of the house and must protect Alba if anyone tries to harm them, but she tells him that no one will come to hurt them and takes the gun away. The scene then cuts to 3 months later, when they are still alone and haven't encountered any other survivors. They dedicate themselves to learning everything necessary to adapt to this new world and survive. They grow vegetables in their garden, chop wood, and use solar power for electricity, while Alba continues to record a video journal of all their activities. The scene then cuts to several years later, where Didac has grown into a young man and he and Alba are living happily together. We see Didac observing the surroundings when he notices Alba bathing, which makes him feel a bit awkward. Later, Alba teaches him how to mix flour, and in a sudden impulse, Didac kisses her before running away, while Alba is left blushing. Sometime later, a huge storm arrives and begins to destroy the ranch. Alba tries to save her orchard, but it's impossible, as the water floods everything, and by morning, the rest is swept away by the current. Alba is devastated as she witnesses the destruction of everything she has built. Just then, Didac arrives with a tractor, which brings Alba immense relief and happiness. The duo quickly packs their belongings and sets off for Barcelona. Alba is desperate to find other survivors, but Didac says he wouldn't mind if they stayed alone together forever. Days later, they finally arrive in Barcelona, where they honk the horn to call for other survivors, but there is no response. Alba tries to search for her father in the last place he probably was, but to no avail. She misses him deeply and regrets not hugging him the last time they saw each other because his hands were dirty. However, Didac reasons that many years have passed since the apocalypse, so he doubts the old man could have survived. After walking further, they come across some makeshift tents and call out to see if anyone is there, but receive no answer. They hear a baby crying and quickly hurry inside, only to discover it is just a doll making the noise. Suddenly, they hear someone moving in the distance, so Didac prepares his rifle and they carefully follow the sound. To their horror, it turns out to be a hanging dead body whose neck bones are swaying and making noises. Behind the body, a message says that there are no survivors, and perhaps that is why he took his own life after being unable to bear the crushing loneliness. Following this, the duo arrive at the legendary stadium in Barcelona, where Didac excitedly begins playing football, and Alba cheers him on enthusiastically. They have a joyful time, but the mood turns awkward when Alba becomes distracted by seeing his muscles. That night, while relaxing after dinner, Alba can't contain her feelings and kisses him. The two make love, and afterward, Alba says that since they are the only ones left in the world, they must repopulate it. She expresses her desire to have a child, and Didac jokingly adds that they should have 10 kids to form a soccer team. The next day, the couple decides to leave the city and settle by the sea, where they build a new home. Sometime later, Alba reveals to Didac that she is pregnant, filling them both with immense excitement for what lies ahead. They then spend time exploring libraries, gathering books on pregnancy and motherhood to prepare themselves for the future. Months later, the night of labor finally arrives, so Alba suffers several contractions and calls Didac to help her. He quickly arrives, asking her to take deep breaths and guiding her through each step. After a long and intense struggle, Alba finally gives birth to a healthy boy, and the overjoyed couple decides to name him Kai. Days later, we see Alba breastfeeding Kai, but the child seems agitated and doesn't stop crying. When Didac tastes the milk, he notices that it is bitter, which explains why the baby is crying. Not long after, they spot a boat approaching, which excites Alba, and she suggests that there must be other survivors. Didac advises ignoring it, saying they don't need anyone else in their lives, but Alba refuses and starts screaming. Soon after, they find a man lying face down on the sand. He is still alive, so the couple decides to help him and takes him back to their settlement. Later, the stranger tells the couple how happy he is now that he isn't the only human left on the planet. He explains that in 7 years, they are the first humans he has spoken to and wonders if all of this is even real. It turns out that this man lives on an island but spends most of his days sailing at sea, talking to the wind and his own reflection in the water. His boat has suffered damage, so Alba offers him a place to stay at their settlement. Didac seems upset about this, so the stranger says he will sleep on his boat until it is repaired. He then asks a favor, for them to hug him, since he hasn't hugged anyone in a long time. The couple feels a bit awkward, but they hug him anyway, and the man breaks down in tears of happiness. In the following days, the stranger helps the couple with various chores, which makes Alba very happy, but Didac remains highly suspicious of him. He also doesn't like Alba spending time with this strange man, though he says nothing. One day, while Alba is breastfeeding Kai, the stranger arrives and begins watching him in a way that makes Didac uneasy. Didac immediately shouts at him and prepares to fight, but the man explains himself, saying he was only noticing that Alba was having trouble breastfeeding. He had brought a special honey to help her, which she can apply to her nipples and the baby will drink the milk properly. Alba happily accepts the gift, but a wary Didac insists the man return on his boat, which is now fixed. The man agrees and invites them to a farewell party that night as a gesture of gratitude, which Alba immediately accepts. That night, Alba puts on a very beautiful dress, which annoys Didac, who wonders why she had to dress up so much for a simple dinner. Later, they arrive at the stranger's boat, where they share a meal and enjoy themselves. The stranger then tells them they can spend the night on the boat, but Didac immediately refuses, saying he doesn't trust him. However, Alba insists that she has never slept on a boat and wants to experience it, so Didac reluctantly agrees. The man then shows them a movie using a projector, which fills the couple with excitement. The next morning, Didac wakes up and can't find his family, which immediately worries him. In a shocking twist, the stranger suddenly appears out of nowhere and strikes him, causing Didac to fall into the water. Soon, Alba arrives and panics upon seeing Didac struggling, since he can't swim. The stranger warns her not to leave, but Alba ignores him and jumps into the water to save her beloved. She manages to rescue Didac, but unfortunately, the stranger uses the opportunity to sail away with Kai, who is still on the boat. The couple is left devastated and soon return to their settlement, where they vent their frustration. After thinking for a while, Alba suggests that the stranger must be living on a nearby island and proposes that they go look for him to find Kai. The couple repairs an old boat and then studies maps, only to realize that there are thousands of islands in the area. They don't know where or how to start, as visiting all of them is impossible. At one point, Alba recalls that the man mentioned how bees are drawn to a flower resembling a rooster's crest. They promptly return to the library and begin studying some botanical books. After some searching, they discover that this flower grows on several islands, but the nearest of which is Menorca. The next day, the couple sets off on their boat in a quest to find their son, and after sailing for a while, they finally spot a bee. They also come across the stranger's boat, but unfortunately, it is empty. The couple then begins exploring the island while also carrying a rifle for protection. After walking for some time, they hear a baby crying from inside a property. They cautiously surround the area until they spot the same man. Alba urges Didac to shoot him immediately, but he says the man is too far away and he won't be able to hit the target. While the man is distracted, the couple secretly enters the property, and Didac continues to monitor him while Alba sneaks inside the building. She soon finds her baby crying in a metal cage, which breaks her heart. There are several keys nearby, but none of them work to open the cage, leaving Alba feeling hopeless. She returns to Didac and asks him to break the lock while she keeps an eye on the man. But during that time, the man suddenly returns, snatches the file from Alba, and holds both of them at gunpoint. He then ties them to hammocks, telling Didac that they could have achieved something great, but he never liked his distrustful attitude. Upon hearing this, Alba begs him not to harm Didac and promises to do whatever he wants. The man agrees, after which he finally releases Alba and takes her inside the building. He gives her the metal cage key, and she quickly frees Kai before holding him tightly with tears streaming down her face. While Alba is feeding the baby, the stranger returns to Didac to intimidate him, but Didac firmly tells him that Alba will never be his. But just then, they notice Alba running away with the baby, which shocks the man, and he can't believe she would abandon her beloved. Didac urges her to keep running, and to stop her, the man pulls out a knife and strikes at Didac, causing him to scream. The baby begins crying, drawing the man's attention, and he rushes into the woods to look for Alba. He soon hears the baby's sound again and rushes toward it, but it turns out to be a video playing on a phone, and Alba has already gone. Elsewhere, we see Alba returning to Didac, where she tries her best to free him from his restraints and even gives him a knife, just as the man arrives to stop them. Next, Alba apologizes to the man for trying to run away, but he demands that she put the baby back in the crib. When Alba hesitates, he shoots her in the leg to prevent her from escaping. While he is doing this, Didac manages to free himself using the knife and immediately attacks the man. The two men begin fighting, during which Alba grabs a gun and points it at the man, but he taunts her, saying he knows she can't do it, as she isn't the kind of person who could live with herself after killing someone. Alba finally shoots him in the shoulder, but he strikes back, sending her falling to the ground. Next, the man grabs the gun while Didac picks up a sickle, and they point their weapons at each other. Soon both of them attack at the same time, and a gunshot rings out through the air. Moments later, we see that the man has been fatally wounded in the chest and soon dies. But unfortunately, Didac has also been shot, and he holds his son one last time before collapsing on the floor. Alba rushes to him and desperately tries to stop the bleeding, but there is nothing she can do. Didac soon passes away as well, leaving Alba completely devastated. Later, we see a grieving Alba releasing Didac's dead body into the sea while holding her baby. The scene then cuts to many years later, where we see Kai has grown up and is playing football, just like his father. Alba then shows him videos of his father, and Kai watches them with quiet fascination. Later, we see the two walking together on a beautiful road as Alba narrates how deeply she misses Didac. She then says that she will prepare Kai for the future, as he will be the seed of the beginning of mankind.